Okay guys, I'm going to try another wee Irish shrimp style pattern, and this one's called the silver shrimp. Good wee fly to have in your box, particularly if you're fishing over fresh fish, fresh salmon coming into the system. So the hook and the vise is a size 10 partridge patriot double in black nickel. The thread that I'm going to use to tie the fly is uni thread 80 in black. So I'm just going to come in, get the thread started behind the eye of the hook, put on a few turns of thread, and then remove the waist tag. Now I'm going to put a tag on the fly, and that's going to be an oval silver tinsel and small. So I'm just going to catch this in underneath the shank of the hook, and then just run my thread down, tying this in. Just want my thread to be in line with the points of the hook. Then I'm going to come around with 4 turns of the oval silver tinsel, and on the last turn bring it up and in between the 2 hooks, and we'll just lock that in, come in, trim away the excess. The tail on the fly is a red breast feather from the golden pheasant. Should already had this ready, so just bear with me to get a nice feather from there. So I'm just going to remove all the rubbish from the bottom. Don't need that. Come in, stroke the fibres back to reveal the tip. Offer this up to the hook. A couple of turns to secure. I'm going to fold back the tip. Okay, just tie up over the top. Bring my thread up out of the way, give me room to work. Come in, remove the tip of the hackle. Now if you want the shorter tail on your flies, just use the smaller feathers on the golden pheasant and the breast feathers. I like a decent tail on my Irish shrimp flies, but that's just my own personal preference. Have enough of that, so bring my thread back into position, volley this around, a couple of nice tight turns in. Now I'm going to try and keep this in underneath, just to keep the body as smooth as we can, because we're going to use silver tinsel for both the rear and front body. Now it's all twisted, so we'll just come in with our trusted toothbrush, just brush out some of the fibres. On the way back down for the rib, you can use a oval silver tinsel. This is just a small silver wire I'm going to use for the rib. Just think it lasts a wee bit longer, especially when you're using the tinsel. The tinsel that I'm going to use is the Uni Mailer, silver and gold in 12. Could use the larger 10, size 10 and the silver and gold Uni Mailer. Now, I want the silver side, so we'll tie it in with the gold side facing up. Just put it into the length of the body. Just going to run the thread on up, tying that in, and then we'll just come around with our silver tinsel. Now, just want to get a nice clean turn at the back of the fly, then a couple of overlapping turns up the rear part of the body. Follow this around with your thread, a couple of turns to secure. Come in, trim away the excess. Now just leave that for the front part of the body. There's enough still there. Then we'll come around with our silver wire, and we're looking 3 turns to protect the rear part of the body. Follow that around with our thread. Nice tight turns to secure that in. Come in and bend and break away. Now at this stage I'm going to put some veilings onto the fly. And this is Goose stuff, dyed yellow, or sorry, dyed orange. Now, what you could do is you could use orange hackle fibres, larger cock hackle fibres, to create your veilings, or if you've got swan dyed orange. So we're going to put veilings top and bottom. Now, just going to get the veilings. I want the rear ones here to be past the bends of the hook. Around with a pinching loop, a couple of turns to hold. Come in and trim away the excess. We'll get another pinch for underneath. Just want to spin these around, spin the face around, sorry. Just trying to get it much to the same length. Just come around with a couple of loose turns. Now, just want to get it to the same length. I'm just checking. Okay, happy enough of that. So just going to tighten up and then come in and trim away the excess. Now you don't have to put the veilings on. You can just tie in your mid hackle. The fly will still work. I just wanted to show you the original silver shrimp pattern. Now the mid hackle is a bodger cock hackle. So just get a feather and just stroke the fibres back to reveal the tip. Just offer this up to the hook, a couple of turns to hold. We'll fold back the tip, come in and locate the tip, break that away. Just going to come in with my scissors, just run them up the stem of the hackle. That'll get it to sit back for you, and then just come round with one turn in front of the other. I usually like to try and stick on 3 turns of my mid hackle to there. Follow this around with my thread, a couple of turns to secure. Now, just going to strip off some of the excess fibre here. So I want to run this on up the length of the second part of the body. Keeping my thread tight, I'm going to break that away. Wee fibre there I missed. So I'll just come in, trim that away. Way back down we'll tie in our rib. Same silver wire that we used for the rear body. Just catch that in, run this back down. Now at this stage I just like to come in, just make sure everything's swept back, and then bring my thread down, tied up against the mid hackle. We'll go back into our silver and gold mylar in size 12. And then we'll just come up with our mylar tinsel. Just get a nice turn going at the mid hackle here, just nice and tight. What you could do is you could put on some super glue there, and what that'll do is that'll secure that in for you, make the fly last a wee bit longer. I just tend not to use super glue too much. Come around with our wire, 3 turns on the front body, follow that around with our thread, a couple of tight turns to secure, bend and break away the wire. Just want to have a wee check, everything's sitting okay. Back into our veilings again, our orange goose stuff, tear that away. Right, just want these coming slightly into the middle veilings. Around with a pinching loop, couple of turns to secure. Come in, trim away the excess. Get another pinch for underneath. And like I say, if you don't want to use the or put veilings in the fly, it'll speed the tan up for you, and the fly will still work. Catch these in underneath. Couple of turns, just want to check. Come in and trim away the excess. Then I'm just going to take my thread turns down over the cut end of the goose. Front hackle, another badger hackle. It's an old pattern, the silver shrimp. So it is. Some of the older Irish shrimp style patterns always used veilings in the fly. You don't see too many the shrimp patterns now tied with using veilings, or maybe I'm just not seeing them. Now I've just cut that in, so I'm just going back in with my scissors, stroke back the fibres. Then we're just going to come around with one turn in front of the other. Now this wee cape here that I'm using, the fibres are pretty thick on it, so 2 turns is going to be enough. Here at the front, fill this around with my thread. A couple of tight turns to catch that in. Now that stem's nice and thin. That's why I pulled the cape, extend stem on it. So we'll come in, stroke back any of the fibres that are going forward, and then we'll tie up over the top of the stem. This just makes the fly a wee bit stronger, makes it last a wee bit longer if you don't put it up a tree. And keep the thread tight, you can break away the stem of the hackle. And just to finish off, we'll throw on some jungle cock, 2 jungle cock eyes here. Start for these up to the hook. Just come in, hold them onto the hook, just come around with a few soft loose turns. Just get it positioned right. Just want to check the length. This one there's just a wee bit too long, so just bring it in. Always check the jungle cock, guys, just to make sure that they're the same length. Once you're happy, you can tighten up, come in, fold everything back, sweep it all back, and then just bring your thread up over the top of the stems. Just means that they have to pull out, sorry, break off, they can't pull out. Now, keeping the thread tight, just going to break away the stems. Then we'll come in and throw in a whip finish, just to finish off. Put the thread nice and tight, come in, trim away our tan thread. As always, I like to put some super glue on first, just to seal everything up at the head. Just need to be careful when you're using this stuff. Don't want the super glue running into your dressing. So there you go, guys. That's the silver shrimp, and that's the original pattern. If you've got orange hackle tips or hackle fibres, use orange hackle fibres if you want to tie in the veilings, or else swan dyed orange. So as always, many thanks for taking the time to tune in to watch the wee video. If you like the wee videos that I'm putting together, please consider subscribing to my channel. Helps the wee channel out. And tight lines.